You go for your daily walks, you choose your meals with care, and you take your prescribed medications exactly on schedule. On paper, you are doing everything right. Yet, when the lab results come back, or the blood pressure cuff tightens, the numbers refuse to budge. It is a common and frustrating paradox. The effort is visible and the discipline is evident, but the biological outcome resists. Modern diet culture has programmed us to obsess entirely over the contents of the plate. We focus so heavily on what we are eating that we've become blind to a much more critical variable. To fix our metabolic health, we have to stop analyzing the calories on the plate and start asking a different question. How often are we asking the body to process food? Most of us believe we eat 3 meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if we observe our habits with rigorous honesty, the landscape of our day looks much busier than a simple 3-meal structure. It usually starts with a morning tea, which is rarely taken alone. There is almost always a biscuit or a small rusk alongside it. Then breakfast might be delayed into a mid-morning brunch. Then comes lunch, followed by an afternoon tea with another biscuit, dinner, and perhaps a small something sweet before bed. When we count these properly, the body isn't being fed 3 times. It is being metabolically activated 6, 7, or 8 times. For those without specific medical conditions requiring frequent intake, this constant grazing becomes a metabolic tax, forcing the system to work without relief. From a metabolic standpoint, no intake is neutral. Whether it's a full steak dinner or a single digestive biscuit, the physiological domino effect is the same. This graph shows the process. Blood glucose rises, and the body immediately releases the hormone insulin to manage that glucose and clear it from the bloodstream. Digestion is slow. While simple sugars clear the system quickly, insulin requires hours to do its job and settle back to its baseline level. If the next snack arrives before the previous cycle is complete, the responses overlap. The new spike in glucose forces insulin levels to rise again before they've ever had a chance to reset. This is the cost of the 8-activation day. Frequent eating keeps insulin levels permanently elevated, trapping the body in a continuous fed state with no opportunity for rest. When insulin remains active this often, it directs energy towards storage, specifically around the midsection. This creates visceral fat, the primary driver of insulin resistance and systemic metabolic strain. We need to redefine the time between meals. It isn't just an empty wait for the next plate. It is a vital biological phase called metabolic rest. As insulin levels recede, the body transitions into burning stored energy and prioritizing cellular repair, dynamic processes that maintain the health of our internal tissues. Frequent snacking effectively removes this window. The biological absence of food is just as essential to our health as the food itself. Improving your metabolic health doesn't necessarily require more willpower or extreme restriction. It requires an awareness of rhythm. A substantial, satiating breakfast fuels the day and eliminates the physiological drive to graze. Allowing clear, zero-calorie gaps between meals gives the body time to finish one cycle before beginning the next. Water and plain tea are fine. Snacks are signals. Finally, eating dinner earlier allows the body to settle and enter a state of repair before the metabolism naturally slows down for sleep. The shape of our health is defined by the stillness we allow between our meals. By honoring the gap, we give our bodies the one thing medication and exercise cannot: the time to return to balance.